You did what? You had your babies at home without even a midwife present? Yes, now you know the truth. So I grew up Amish. Amish women use midwives a lot. Most of them try to have home births. They will go to the hospital if their hospital is needed, if there's an emergency, but most of them try to have home births. It's the natural way babies have been born for years and years and years. So after I got married, I was no longer Amish, but this is what I was used to, right? And most of the people I was around, they used midwives. So I had midwife. My first baby was born in the hospital because the midwife I used delivered at the hospital. For my second daughter, the same midwife I had with the first one got kicked out of the hospital, and she was practicing on her own further away from my area, and I would have had to, it was a whole deal. So I decided to just go with a different midwife, and she did home births. So I was planning on having a home birth. She had a pool. I was going to do water birth delivery, which is awesome, by the way. So she left me a pool there that we could fill up. Well, my baby came quickly. And the midwife had at least a good 25 minutes to my house. By the time I figured out that this was actual real labor, the baby was born before the midwife made it there. Everything was perfect, right? Awesome birth. Couldn't have went better. So when our third child was born, we were living in Pennsylvania, in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. We were there for several years, and there I found a horse and buggy Mennonite midwife who I decided to go with. She was cheap, she had a lot of experience, and I didn't feel like I needed anything better than that. So I went with her. Well, she had to call a taxi to come to my house, right? So the morning my son was born, we had a lot of snow. So mind you, I called the midwife when I realized I was going into labor. And by the time she had her taxi called and the taxi got there, and by the time she got to my house, yep, my son was already born. He was born in my bathtub. Everything went perfect. Birth was awesome. So by now, I'm like, do I even need to pay a midwife for this? Well, I still didn't feel comfortable just having a home birth by myself, right? Even though I did it twice now. But for my fourth one, I ended up having gestational diabetes, and he ended up being born in the hospital. But moms, there is no reason we have to fear doing home births. Home births are the natural way babies are born in your environment, as long as you have a professional who knows what they're doing. I had 2 home births without even a midwife present, and everything went perfect. Now, there are times when that would not be ideal. If something were to have gone wrong, that could have went bad. So I don't ever recommend not having a professional there. But most of these midwives are well trained. A lot of them have a lot of experience. And if something does seem off, most of them will be quick to take you to the hospital. So that's what Amish women have done for years, what most of them do.